All right, hey everybody. This is going to be a video just for starter campers out there, family car camping. My family, we've recently stepped out into the world of car camping. I mean, I used to do it all the time when I was younger, but of course I took a good 15-year break. So anyway, now I'm getting my kids into the spirit. My wife is into it, and so this is just a few of the things that I have that I find make it a lot easier. I mean, this is not for a survivalist, of course. This is very heavy packing. I'm sure people would agree. But anyway, this is why I find it's good for me to make things comfortable. First off, I'm going to start off here. That screen house. It's an Outbound 14 by 14 foot screen house. It's fantastic. I mean, I got that at Canadian Tire for $99. I think you can get it on sale for even cheaper. It's a fantastic one. I've heard about the middle, the top of it kind of bowing in a bit, but I've never had that problem myself. Really worth it. The next I got, I have this Coleman 16 foot by 7 foot 8-person Bristol tent. Now that's a great tent. I love it. I got it on sale when Target went out of business, so I got a really good price. I mean, if you plan early enough, you can find great sales on camping gear, and you use things like Kijiji. Just fantastic. Okay, so anyway, over here I want to point out is I have just a bunch of different tarps, and tarps really make a difference. First off, this one here is quite a large, thick tarp. This one is probably my most expensive one. So I got this on sale at Canadian Tire. I put that underneath my main tent, okay, just to protect it, and it keeps things a lot cleaner because it actually goes a bit bigger than the tent itself. So you have sort of a clean area around it. The next one I have here, I put in front of the tent, so it's just on the ground. It's in front, and that's where people take off their shoes and everything before they go in and out of the tent for the kids. I have a few other tarps that are just for wet weather camping. One big one that would go over top of this. Two slightly smaller ones to drape around the screen house. And then one last one which I use to put over a sitting area by the fire. Okay, and then what I do is, I know the tents all have carriers, but I do have a bag of which I load up with tent pegs and all sorts of stuff, or the guy lines and things like that, because you know, it's a little bit handy just to have everything there, as opposed to looking through all the bags sometimes. Over here, of course, this is just a portable barbecue. I mean, it's a Coleman stove. Sorry, it's got the barbecue portion and the stove top. It's a double sort of purpose. I got that on Kijiji for hardly anything. It works fantastic, cleaned it up nice, and happy with that. Although I want to wean myself off that because I just enjoy cooking right over the fire. But this here is good for when you get there the day of, you know, and you just want to make something quick for the kids. I don't know if you had a bit of a drive. That's usually what I use this for, but not really my cooking. Water bucket. A water bucket that you keep clean all year long. That's for your water. I mean, not necessarily drinking, but washing your hands, so you want to keep that clean. Don't mop the floors with that. Okay, now this is, I know a lot of people don't do electric camping, but if you do, get yourself a good minimum 20-foot cord, 25-foot. You can get a light indoor-outdoor cord from Walmart for less than $20 or around there. Over here, cooler. Don't make the mistake I made. I got a cooler and it doesn't have a drain in the bottom. You want to get the one with the drain at the bottom. It might be a little bit more expensive, but it's so worth it. When you're sitting there and you're camping, your ice is just continuously melting. It just will pool at the bottom. Now you can get around that by putting cans of bottles of water, whatever it might be, at the bottom, and that'll keep your other food kind of off it. But it does just it does get messier, I'll tell you that. So get one with a drain. I'm probably going to get a new one at some point. Over here, this is just kind of a big collection of stuff. You don't need to have as much as I do, just because I have, you know, kids and everything. So basically, your propane tanks, bring those with you. They're pretty cheap. They run your propane. Barbecue, I also have a couple lanterns that run off propane. I have a little stove, single stove that goes on top. These are very handy. Pretty cheap, and most parks that you camp at have receptacles for you to throw these out. Of course, here's a little bit of charcoal lighter. I mean, some people wouldn't bring that, but I also like to bring charcoal briquettes and whatever, and I like to try to have a little bit of that with my barbecues. I may not bring it, but it does come in handy sometimes. Anyway, down here for fire starting, I got my fire seal, which is my favorite, of course. I have these little zip bricks. They work out pretty nice. I mean, it's always fun to try to start a fire without using any tools. I mean, I would just try to use this and stuff I find. But, of course, it's always good to have this when you need to get things done in a hurry. Okay? Flashlights for the kids. Rope. I know paracord. I have a lot of other ropes and things like that, but I don't have it here. But just rope is great. Bungee cords. I know this is a bit silly, but garden snips, I'm telling you, can help you a lot sometimes. Just a shovel. When it's raining, it's good to dig little trenches sometimes when you want to direct the water away a little bit. Do some few things. You always want to have a repair kit. I mean, you don't want to think about anything getting ripped or anything, but if it does, you're going to thank yourself for having this. I spoke earlier about the tent pegs. This is just an assortment of them. I'll throw them in that bag. Just some, what are these called? Carabiners. These, you know, just for latching stuff on. Can be handy for hanging your lanterns. First aid kit, get a good one. Put a little bit of money into it. I mean, I try to get things as cheaply as possible, but first aid kit, you definitely want to get one of those. More just twine. Just assorted twine, strings, ropes, things like that. Chairs. I mean, you definitely want to have some chairs. I have some other kids' chairs for my kids. But anyway, these are just some of the most basic things. I know it seems like a lot, but you don't need to bring this much. That make camping basically essential for me. Of course, we have our sleeping bags. We do have some blow-up mattresses that are quite nice. But other than that, that's it. Anyway, take care, and I'll talk to you later.